Peace, 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 Astro fam. Today I'm coming at you with a informative video about Libran energy. I pulled a solar return chart for myself because I am getting ready to soon experience a solar return in a very near future. And today something clicked for me, and I want to share that with all of you. You see, a lot of times when we hear about Libran energy, astrologers will tell us that Libran energy is all about balance and all about harmonizing their energies, and their symbol is the scales. We all know this. It's ruled by Venus. We all know, yes, we all know this. And see, I'm going to dive a little bit deeper today, because as I was pondering upon my solar return chart, I'm not sure if you can see it. I wrote a lot of notes here, and I know there's some markers that smudged because I've been studying this chart extensively. But I'm going to zoom in here, and as you can see, my ascendant sign, which is right here, which means my first house is in the sign of Libra. This is the astrological symbol for the sign of Libra right here. And as you can see, Libra is sitting in my first house. That's your ascendant. Your ascendant is your first house, okay? And as you can see here, Libra is in my first house. And hopefully my students that are on my channel, I hope that you already have an understanding of what the natural house lords are for all of the houses. But I'm going to run through it real quickly in case you don't. The natural ruler for the first house, of course, would be Aries. The natural ruler of the second house, of course, would be Taurus. And right here we have Scorpio in my second house. The natural ruler for the third house would be Gemini, and right down here you see that we have Sagittarius. The natural ruler for the fourth house would be Cancer, and as we see here I have Capricorn. The natural ruler of the fifth house would be Leo, and as we see here it's Aquarius down here. The natural ruler for the sixth house is Virgo, and as we see right here, this is the glyph for Pisces. Now when we get over here to the seventh house, we can see here that the natural ruler is Libra, but we have Aries right here, and we have Libra on my ascendant. This looks a little blurry, but all right, we're going to keep going. The eighth house, the natural ruler for the eighth house is Scorpio, and here we have Taurus. The natural ruler for the ninth house is Sagittarius, but here we have Gemini. The natural ruler for the 10th house is Capricorn, but here I have Cancer. The natural ruler for the 11th house is Aquarius, but here we have Leo. And the natural ruler of the 12th house is Pisces, but here I have Virgo. Now, this video will be helpful for anybody who has a Libra ascendant. And this is the lesson that I have learned from taking a closer look at this natal chart and all of these placements. You see, when you are a Libra ascendant and you have Libra in your first house, that means that all of your other house lords are sitting in the house that's opposite to where it is naturally placed in the astrological chart. I mean, what I mean by that is I'm saying that Aries and Libra are polar opposites. And as you see right here, Libra switch places with Aries, because Aries is the natural ruler of the first house. Libra is the natural ruler of the seventh house. And as we can see right here, when you have a Libra ascendant, which I do for this year, I hope y'all didn't get all of my info, but if you did, you know. Anyway, right here we see that we have Libra as the ascendant in the first house when it naturally rules the seventh house. And we see Aries is here in the house of relationships, in the house of Venus. When Aries, as we all should know by now, if you're looking at my videos, you know that Aries is ruled by the planet Mars. And we know that Libra is ruled by Venus. And now we have Venus in the first house and we have Aries here and Mars in the seventh house. And that's the same for every single house. We have Sag and Gemini's natural house. We have Capricorn and Cancer's natural house. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Here's the point of this video, in case you haven't caught on by now. The reason why Libra is so focused on, from my meditations, this is just my interpretation, and based off of my meditations and supplications and ponderance, it appears as though the reason why Libran energy is so focused on, especially if you're a Libra, I'm going to say especially if you're a Libra ascendant, like I can actually see, and I hope here with me sharing my chart with all of you, that you can also see here the reason why balance and harmony comes into play as a Libra ascendant, because you're literally working with a chart full of polarity. Like, now I'm going to bring in the alchemist inside of me. I'm going to call out the alchemist inside of myself that remembers that one of the 7 hermetic laws, one of the 7 hermetic principles is the law of polarity. And as we can see here, I am entering into a solar return year in West. This is my Western chart that I pulled here. And I am entering into a year full of polarities. And I can see it here in the natal chart. And I showed it to all of you that when you're a Libra ascendant, every house lord is sitting where it normally doesn't go. We have Capricorn sitting in Cancer. We have Scorpio sitting in Taurus, and Taurus sitting in Scorpio. Like, wow. Like, so obviously when this year comes to a conclusion, when this solar return chart comes to a conclusion, of course I'm going to have to come back and do a part 2 and let all of you know how I worked through all of these energies that I'm working with for this year. And for all of my Libra ascendants who already been living with this placement for their whole lives, I mean, please leave me a comment, message, words of encouragement, advice, or, you know, on how a sister can get through this. Okay, all right. So I hope that this video helped you to gain a better understanding of the polarities that Libra ascendants are working with, and why balance plays such an important role. Because literally when you're a Libra ascendant, every single house lord is opposite of where it naturally likes to be. Aries naturally likes to be in the first house, and now Libra done took Aries' spot, and Aries done had to take his butt over to the 7th house and has to figure out how to be diplomatic and relationship oriented, when Aries naturally is inclined to be concerned with the self. And you could just go all around the chart with those same, you know. Okay. Meditate upon that a little bit further. I feel as though this video has been of service to someone, at least someone out here. It's been a service to myself. I love all of y'all. Peace.